All right, good morning again. My name is Carlos Rodriguez, and I'm a corporate trainer with MLS Listings. I'm going to actually switch to this page. Before I begin, I would like to ask you if you knew that we have a consumers page. Were you aware that we have a consumers page?
I'm aware.
So we have the pro.mlslistings.com. This is where you usually go. Almost all the agents usually go here, right? To start your searches or to start a new listing. However, we have a consumers page, which is this one. So the reason I'm taking you here is because I need to show you something. So first of all, let's suppose that one of your clients is looking for a house, right? Or well, somebody's looking for a house, and they say, well, I live in area code 95125, right? So they kind of start running their search in area code 95125 for active residential, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, etc., right? So they play around with the system, and there is a map where they go, they check the possibilities, and they click on each property on the map, and they get information. However, they only get so much. They don't really get all the agent level data, right? Right on this page, there is something interesting that you can see at the bottom, right? Meet an agent, all right? Meet an agent, get advice, and map search. So I want to start with meeting an agent. So when people don't know any agent, they go right here, and of course, if they know the name, they would enter the name, and then the zip code, etc. So let's start with the zip code. Let's suppose they don't know. They want to buy a house in Willow Glen, for example, right, which is 95125. And they say, find agents in this area. So I'm going to choose from whoever is there. And so when you click find an agent, it's going to pull a list of all the agents here. So just bear with me, since the system is taking a few seconds to do this. Oh, there it is. So how many results did we get? 336, right? So apparently in Willow Glen, there are 336 agents registered. Now, what if I say, well, but I don't want like all the agents. I want an agent who speaks my language. And they say, well, I speak French, for example, right? If you say, find an agent that speaks French, I want to click find agents. And how many people do you think out of the 336 or whatever number that was, we're going to get? Three. Well, it could be right. Maybe there are only 3 people out there who speak French in that region, in that area. However, let's try a different language, Spanish, for example, correct? Spanish. When I say find an agent who speaks Spanish, how many do you think we're going to find? 12. 12 out of 336. Is that correct? Is that possible? That out of 330-something agents speak Spanish in that area? Maybe not. So what I'm trying to tell you is that agents didn't set up their profile correctly. So that's what I'm trying to tell you with this. So I want to step back, and I want to forget about language for a couple of seconds, right? Let's see if this works. I'm refreshing the page. Okay, here. I want to step up right here and go to language program. So specialties. There's another section called specialties. What if they prefer to find, like, I'm a new buyer, and I want to find an agent that specializes in helping first-time home buyers. So here's a list of things that I could go by, right? Commercial investment, certified property manager, and so forth. So here's the one I need, helping first-time home buyers. When I click on that, and remember, I'm not going by languages right now, but I'm still selecting 95125, and I click find an agent, what's going to happen? How many do you think I'm going to get out of 336?
No.
24. Exactly. So going back to the subject, agents are not setting up their profile correctly. And I'm going to start exactly from there. How to set up your profile correctly so that people find you. Now, the importance of doing this is not only that people find you when they go to our consumers page, but also this information is going to be attached to your listing. So if your profile is not set up correctly, when you have a new listing and you submit it, basically our system is going to syndicate to hundreds or thousands of websites. Your listing is going to travel to all these websites with your information attached. If your information is not correct, People are not going to see your photo, or they're not going to find your office info, your cell phone, etc. Okay? So that's it. I'm going to actually go to the login page. And before I take you to where you can fix your profile, I'm going to take you to the training tab right at the top of the screen. All right? So even without signing in, you can click on this tab and land on our professional development and business support page, which is training, right? So right here you will see 3 boxes, the green one, the yellow one, the purple one. These are the courses that we offer for basically new agents, kind of like people with certain knowledge, intermediate level, the pro courses. And then the last one is power courses. Let's start with the first one. When I click on the first one, what do I see? I see 6 different courses that we offer. The first one is called First Class. This is a required training for all the new agents, especially, well, this became sort of mandatory starting last year. It says beginning on May 19, 2014, all new subscribers to MLS Listings must attend the required training within 60 days. So if you're a new agent, you really need to attend this training, or else what's going to happen? You're going to get suspended. So it doesn't matter if you're paying your fees, you're going to get suspended because you only have certain days to attend. So it's really important that everybody gets in. And by the way, this is not just for new agents. If you want to attend and you are an agent with experience, but you want a refresher, you can always sign up for the class and go, right? It's a 3-hour class where we talk about compliance, like the do's and the don'ts, because there are regulations within the MLS, and a lot of other things, right? Basic search, listing management, and so forth. So that's the first class. Well, besides that class, we also offer 7 more classes for beginners, which is public record search, search and report essentials, the art of CMA, advanced search and report, etc. Now, notice that when I click on any of them, for example, advanced search, right? If I want to learn more about this class, I click on advanced search, and it's going to tell me everything about the class. What is going to be covered during the class, and you see the bullets right there, the length of the class, and by the way, each class at the bottom has some videos and user guides. So you can definitely go there to the videos and user guides for advanced search, right? So that's the way to get there. I'm going to actually step back, or actually close this, and I'm going to go to the second one. The second one offers 8 different courses: Buyer's Tour Pack, Market Intelligence, Custom Displays and Export, Open House Support, Farming Support, RPR, which is Realtor Property Resources, Listing Watch, and your mobile application. Now, let me pause here for a second and talk about mobile applications. I know that Keller Williams probably has its own mobile application, but we also do have a mobile application for MLS, and it's called MLS Source. So if you were not aware of that, it's called MLS Source. Where do you get an application? First of all, it's free. You go to your app store. If you have an iPad or an iPhone, download it. It's free. Now, once you download MLS Source, all you have to do is open up the application and sign in as an agent. Make sure there's a consumer side and agent side, right? Sign in as an agent, and you'll be able to start your searches directly on your phone. That is usually helpful when you are visiting homes with your client. And for example, you go with your client to see a property on Saturday, right? You're watching this property, you're checking it out, and your client says, you know what, you just showed me this property, but I'm not interested. I just noticed that right across the street there's another property with a for sale sign. Will you show it to me? Well, back in the day, we didn't have mobile apps. You would probably need to go back to the office, print your report, and go back with the client, right? Now, nowadays, you don't do that. What you do, you pull your cell phone or your tablet, and right from the same location, you open up your application and go across the street, enter the address, and then the mobile application is going to give you all the data that you need as an agent to tell your client, okay, so this house is like, this is a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, it has a swimming pool in the back, it has this, it has that, right? So you're giving information right there. You can even send the information to your client directly from your phone, so they receive it on their cell phone or email, whatever you decide. They click on the link, and When it opens up, they see your photo because you are their agent. So this is branded to you.
So it is branded to you.
It's branded to you. It's branded to you, okay? So not only that, let's suppose that your client says, well, you already showed me this house, the one across the street, but I'm not happy yet. And on our way here, I saw a couple of other houses around the area. Could you show me more? So, of course, you're not going to say no, right? You're right there. So what you do, you say, sure. You grab your phone. There's a little tab right at the top on the left-hand side that says Near Me. So you click on the Near Me feature, go to Search, and then you set it up for Search Near Me within a quarter of a mile, within a half a mile, within 1 mile, right? So you search, you land on the map, and then you see all the green pins on the map. That means available, of course, because that's what you're going for. And then you click on each one of them, you get the information for each property. You can click on each one of them, get the data, forward it to your client, and so forth. All right, so this application is really great because it provides you with real or actual MLS data, right? We refresh our data every, how do you think? Every 15 minutes, correct. So we're pushing our data to the broker vendor tools, like probably the one you use here, and some other companies have like Agent Achieve, Claros, and RE Cafe. Well, I think that's Cola Banker and others, right? So we push the data to those vendor tools, broker vendor tools. However, they get the data not every 15 minutes, obviously, right? It takes like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours for them to get it because of the traffic and all that. All right, now, this application is great. However, there's a new application that just came out, and we are promoting. And maybe you've heard about it. Have you heard about the new application and its name? Its name is Homesnap. Okay, Homesnap is a new mobile app that just came out towards the end of the year, last year, 2014. And it's really a great application. So what it does, let's talk about the same case scenario, right? You're visiting a property with your client on Saturday, all right? You show your client the house, and then your client says, well, I'm not happy with this house. Could you show me the one across the street? There's a for sale sign. You go across the street, and all you do is pull your cell phone, open your Homesnap application, take a photo of that property, and boom, it pulls the data for you. Not only MLS data, it pulls MLS data, tax data, and it gives you an estimate.
Question.
Yes.
I use that Homesnap app, and it always says to do an 8, and it's never like, works. Sometimes it works with an 8, sometimes I have to do it many times to, then we take the picture.
Right.
How does that work?
I'm not familiar with what you're saying. You're saying that you have to make an egg with your phone?
With the phone you have to make an 8. Then only that taking the picture icon appears, and then that you press it, and then it takes the picture, and then it gets put in.
I'm not sure. I heard about that, and there's a particular reason for that. So I'm going to get back to you on that particular question at the end of the class. I'm going to call one of my colleagues. But so the question here was that when using the Homesnap application and you're trying to take a picture, you need to start making like an A shape in the air. Is that right?
Yes.
And then the little icon for the camera appears. Yes. So I'm not sure why it does that. I think it's part of the calibration. I think it's either that calibration or something similar. I heard what it was a while back, but I kind of forgot. So I'll get back to you guys on that. So what I'm telling you about this application, though, is it pulls not only MLS data. It pulls some tax data, not a lot, not like in Realist, right? But you get some tax data, MLS data, and an estimate for that property. Now, what it does, of course, you need to enable location, because initially when the application came out, I thought well, first of all, how is the system recognizing that this is the house I want? All the houses look the same to me, right? It's not the house, it's not the photo. It's obviously GPS, right? So when you take the photo, it's going to ask you, are you talking about 124 Main Street? And then you go, no, right? So you take another photo. You move a little bit, take another photo, and then it tells you, are you talking about 123 Main Street? And you say yes. When you say yes, then it gives you all the information. Now, there's a lot of benefits over MLS Source. First of all, it's national data, not only local data. Like our MLS Source only covers the counties that we basically cover, which are, which counties do we serve? We cover a couple of counties with MLS listings. Monterey, Santa Cruz, San Benito County, which is Hollister, Santa Clara, and San Mateo. Those 5 counties are our core counties. We have 3 more in Central Valley, San Joaquin, Stanislaus, or Merced. So when you are within any of these counties, you can certainly get all the data from your MLS Source. Now, Homesnap, which is the one I'm telling you about, is a lot better. It's national data. You can even find properties in Hawaii. All right? So I know you're local, but let's suppose you're selling a property for your client, right? Your client says, well, I'm moving. But when I move, could you help me find a property in Texas? And you go, well, I can refer you to a local agent, but okay, let's get started. You pull your tablet or your cell phone and ask your client, where are you going? And they go, Houston. What zip code? Okay, this. You enter it, and then right away you land on the map on your device, and you start seeing all the possibilities right there. And you start moving on your screen, and that's exactly what it's showing you. So there is no way, there is no need to draw a shape or do anything like that, because you put your finger on the screen and move the screen from the left to the right or up or down, and your whole screen is going to be like your scope right there. So that's going to be showing you all the possibilities. Now, as you start getting closer and closer to the land view, like you start seeing homes from above, then you start seeing little arrows. So not only that you see the red for sold, green for active, and orange for pending, as you start getting closer and closer and closer, then you start seeing a a blue arrow right on top of each property. What is that? A blue arrow. That is tax data. Every single property has tax data and an estimate. All right? Both. So regardless of...
Estimate of what? The value of it?
The value of the house. Exactly. All right. So what it is, basically, I can click on any other property, even if it's not for sale, and it'll give me all the information for that house. Now, another good thing is that once you start taking photos, right, in a specific area, like, for example, when I signed up for this application, I started taking photos in Fremont, and right away people started contacting me because it has the consumer side, right? People go to homesnap.com, and they look for homes, and they see your photo right there because it says you're an agent in that area. So right away, people start contacting me. I just saw a property here. Could you show it to me? So it's a good way for you to find leads or clients, right?
So you're saying on that consumer site, it isn't just where your office is located, but it can actually track what, MLS Source on your phone or Homesnap? I'm a little confused.
No, okay. I'm talking about Homesnap.
Okay.
I'm not talking about MLS Source now. Okay. MLS Source I left it behind because I was just telling you that MLS Source is sort of limited now because Homesnap just came out. It's national. It has more benefits. Mm-hmm. You can search nationwide. It has a few other benefits. For example, how many of you have heard about Cloud CMA? Okay, some of you know that with Cloud CMA, you can develop really good-looking CMAs for your clients. So you design the page first, then you actually, they have 2 different ways of creating CMAs, right? The first one is what they call the quick and dirty way, which is you basically send their system, the address, and the system returns the CMA within a minute, 45 seconds to 1 minute. And then you can forward the CMA to your client. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Homesnap is also branded to you, all right? Okay. Both of them are branded, MLS Source and Homesnap. So going back to Cloud CMA, what I was saying is that Cloud CMA is really good. It's a great product. People love it. However, you need to pay. It's a third-party product, right? You pay $300 per year, $400 for every 2 years or something like that. But you can develop or design really nice or good-looking CMAs. Now, with Homesnap, there's a possibility of also creating a CMA in 45 seconds or 1 minute. when you find a property, once you have Homesnap, you download it, you register, and once you register as an agent and you log in, then you try that, okay? You open any property that is not for sale, and right at the bottom of that property, you will see a yellow button that says Rapid CMA. It says Rapid CMA. Click on the Rapid CMA button, and then you will see, it will tell you, okay, here are 12 comps for you, right? Active. Choose 3, you choose 3, and then move to the next page, and it gives you 12 sold properties, right? Choose 3 again, and then move to the next page, enter your email address, and it returns the CMA within 45 seconds or a minute. From the mobile app, and it's Homesnap, and it's free. I'm not saying don't go for Cloud CMA. Cloud CMA is great. Everybody loves it. I'm just telling you there is a new possibility with Homesnap. Play around with it. It's a little bit harder to actually register because it's national. So it's going to ask you, the first thing it's going to ask you, are you an agent? You say yes. Then where are you? You say California. Which MLS do you work for? You say MLS Listings. When you say MLS Listings, it's going to show you the list of all the MLSs in California. You choose MLS Listings, and then it's going to ask you to enter your email address. So make sure you enter the email address that you have with MLS Listings, right? That is very important because that's the way to connect. So enter that email address and then send it to them because they're going to send you a code. You need a code to move forward. So once you get the code, so you send them your email address, then you receive the code, enter the code, and the last thing before you completely sign in, it tells you you need to enter a photo. Of course, your photo, right? So what you do, if you don't have any photo on your cell phone, just do a selfie, right? Take a selfie right there on the spot so that you can go through. If you don't like the selfie, what can you do? Take another selfie. No, actually, if you don't like your selfie, you can always just take that selfie, go through. Once you're in, you play around. But then you can always go back to your laptop, go to homesnap.com, go to your profile, and change your photo from there for a professional one, right? Because people are going to be seeing you. But it's a great tool. So I already told you a couple of benefits, right, for Homesnap. It's national. It shows you tax data, shows you an estimate. It shows you, what else? Well, it's a great application. It does the rapid CMA, and it has a safety feature that the other applications don't have. Like when you are going to show property to a client, right, especially for ladies, you go out, you don't know the people you're going with. So this application has a feature called a safety timer. So you set it up when you walk into the house with your client, and you say, I want to stay there for 20 minutes. And you set up your main contact information on your phone. So if you don't come out of that property within 15 or 20 minutes, whatever you said, the system will shoot an email to your main contact saying, this agent didn't come out. So apparently something happened. So it has a lot of great features that you should explore. So I can come sometime later and walk you through the entire process on how to register, how to run searches and all that. All right. I need to move on with this. Yes, there's a question here.
I got a new phone and hadn't downloaded the Homesnap app that I had previously, and I just noticed that it's
Homesnap Pro. I think it's just a version. I think the latest version is called Homesnap Pro.
That's the one you pay for.
No,
What does it
no,
give you?
no, it's just an upgrade. Right. You don't need to pay for this application at all. So it's free. People can download it. Your clients can download it for free, except they log in as consumers.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Were you going to ask something? Okay, good. All right. So let's move on with this. Now I already told you about the mobile applications. So your mobile app is a class, right? We talk about those 2 applications with more detail and all that. So we have 8 classes here that we teach. So we have 6 for new people, 8 for intermediate, and we have like 6 more for advanced. So we have a total of 20 courses. Where do you find those courses? So basically, when you log in, when you're on this page and you go to training, right, you land on this page, we have a training calendar. You click on the training calendar, and it will show you something like this, correct? So this is our training calendar. It says, well, we have all these upcoming events. If you want to sign up for them, go ahead and do that, right? We have first class tomorrow at MLS Listing from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If any of you want to attend, feel free to come to the class, right? It's not really just for the new agents, as I said before. Anyone can attend. We talk about compliance and searches and listing management and all that. All right, so if you want to sign up for any of the classes, for example, I want to go to this advanced search and report at Pajaro Valley. Well, this is in Watsonville, right? But you can always go to any location. So you click on that, and next thing you do, you can, first of all, put it on your calendar. Then you can register directly from here. And all you have to do is enter your first name, your last name, your email, and your user ID, correct? All right. Now, once you do that, you will receive an email saying you're registered for this class. Just show up. Since you don't pay for these classes, they are free. There is no penalty. Like if you don't show up to the class, nobody's going to tell you anything, right? Things may come up. You probably have an appointment and you are not able to show up. So don't worry about it. Unless it's the first class, which is the mandatory one, you need to let us know. I'm not showing up because I have this coming up, right? And I'm going to sign up for another one because you only have 60 days. All right. So that's pretty much where you find the classes right there on the training calendar. Now, I'm going to move to the left and I'm going to go through tutorials. We have tutorials. For those of you who want to learn by yourself about the system, we have this tutorial page. And when you click there, we have a bunch of training videos, right? Like, for example, how to create a hot sheet, right? Matrix hot sheet, how to do a basic map search, how to do basic search, advanced search, for example, and so forth.
Carlos?
Yes.
Where did you get to this page?
Okay. Where did I go to the page? That's okay. So I'm going back to the main page, going to training. Once you land on this page, go to tutorials, right here. Tutorials, click on tutorials, and then you land on this page where you see all these videos, right? There are 3, 5, 7-minute videos, so we don't want you to get stuck for 1 hour watching a video. And then you can always pause the video, rewind it, open another tab, play around with your matrix, the real matrix, and then go back, right? All right. And then we also have on the next tab, how-tos. How-tos are kind of like the videos, but this is written information. Some people like videos. Some people like to have something written in front of them, right? The instructions. Like step 1, do this. Step 2, do that, and so forth. For example, if you want to print a report and you don't know how, click print a report right here, and then it tells you, step 1, you're going to do this. Step 2, do that. And not only that, you have the images, right? This is step 1, you're going to see this. Step 2, you're going to see that. Select that. Step 3, step 4, step 5, and so forth, all the way to the end. So we have that under how-tos. All right, that said, I want to completely dive in now. I want to take you to the profile. Where to fix your profile, okay? That's what we all have to know. So I'm going to go back to the main page, and I'm going to go to sign in and log in. All right, once you log in, and hopefully you're all okay with that, you don't have any problem. If you do, just call tech support, and our people are really good. They will help you with whatever problems you have. All right, once you're here, you will see you have the main page, right? This is what we call the Pro Home page. This is not Matrix, so that you don't get confused. People talk about Matrix. So what is Matrix? Matrix is the software we use for MLS listings, right? Other MLSs use a different type of software. For example, how many of you have had the need to run searches in Fremont, Hayward, Newark? Some of you, right? So do you go through Matrix to find properties there? No. Well, you can do it. However, you're not going to come up with many results because exactly, people don't list their properties here. So basically, what you have to do, you have to go through their MLS, and that's called Max EBRD. This one right here. This is East Bay, right? So when you click on that, you land on their page, their site. This is what we call reciprocal access. So you can go through that, and it's going to look completely different, right? But if you already know how to run Matrix, how to run searches in Matrix, you will be able to figure out how to run searches in thereon. It's Paragon. Well, apparently, right?
Yeah.
It's not really that easy, but you'll figure it out. If you need help, you can give us a call, and someone from tech support will give you customer service. We'll walk you through like how to do this, how to do that. All right? So you don't get stuck, because we understand that's important for you. All right. So we have a couple of different MLSs, right? We have Berries, which is up north. That is, if you hover over, it tells you list and search in Napa, Sonoma, and surrounding North Bay area. All you need to do is hover over right there. See? So you know where you're looking. List and search in Napa, Sonoma, surrounding areas. CRMLS. What is CRMLS? California Regional MLS. That's Southern California, right? That's Orange County, San Bernardino, and so forth. It's actually a really big MLS. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Do any of you know how many MLSs we have in the U.S.? Any idea? Well, we have too many, right? But some people say 200, 200 something, 300. Well, we have about 900 MLSs in the U.S. We're just one of them in Northern California, and we cover 8 counties, right? 5 core counties, the ones I mentioned before, and 3 more in Central Valley. But now, there is this MLS. Just Rick.
On the 8 counties, is our key good for all those?
Yes. Oh, your key, you mean, no, I'm not, you need to talk to the association. Sorry, I said something wrong here. Your key, you need to ask the association, actually, if it's good for all those. Yeah, we don't have anything to do with keys or forms and none of that. It's got to be the association. But that's a good question. All right. This MLS right here is, again, Sonoma, Napa, etc. CRMLS is Los Angeles, right? And it's the biggest MLS in the United States. It's really the biggest one. Not only in California, it's in the United States.
Does it cover San Diego?
It covers, no, it doesn't cover San Diego. San Diego is right here, Sandy Court. So, but notice that you also have access to Sandy Court, but you can only access their MLS as a guest, right? Only to search, no listings. If you want to list, you have to be a member of their association. Same with CLUB. What is CLUB? Exactly, Combined Los Angeles West, which is Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and Malibu. Those 3, those are exclusive areas where they don't want us to get in, and that's why they say, well, you want to be there, you have to pay the membership, right? All right, so those 2, the ones that I just said before. Now we have San Francisco MLS. San Francisco MLS doesn't use Matrix, doesn't use Paragon. Which one does it use? They use another piece of software called Rapatoni. So we have 3 different pieces of software in the area called Matrix, which is the main one we use here. We have another one called, for Metrolist and for San Francisco, called Rapatoni. These 2 guys use Rapatoni. Isbay uses Paragon and so forth, right? So each one of them, and by the way, CRMLS is Matrix also. So if you need to search for properties in Los Angeles, Orange County and all that, you're not going to have any problem because they use Matrix and you are used to playing around with Matrix, right? It's going to be a good thing. All right. Any other question for reciprocal? No, right? Okay, so let's move on. On the right-hand side, we have a couple of tabs. We have Matrix, we have Manage Listings. So those are the most important tabs for you, right? If you want to start searches, you go through Matrix right here. Well, you can actually go through this tab, Matrix. You can go through Matrix Dashboard or Matrix. Any of those 3 will take you exactly to the same place. All right, so I want to click on Matrix. Oh, and I'm sorry, let me step back. I said I was going to show you where to fix your profile. So let's fix that. My profile is right here. Before I go into searches, I want to go to my profile, which is my info. So when you click on my info, it will show you, well, this is your agent info. You can edit your agent info, personal. You can edit your phone number, your address. And by the way, where it says address, you need to enter your office address, not your personal address. Because I've had people who come up to me and they go, oh, I thought it was my personal address. So if they do that, they are syndicating when every time they have a listing, they syndicate their listing with their personal address. So that's what we're going to throw the next party, right? You can't do that. Right. So you can edit certain areas, but you cannot edit your office info at all. There is no edit button. There is no save button, right? You have to send us an online form. It takes you only like a minute to fill out the form and send us the form. For example, let's suppose that you were working for Coldwell Banker up to last week, and then you just started this week here, and you have a new listing. If you send your listing right now, your listing is going to go out with Coldwell Banker's information, not with Keller Williams. So Coldwell Banker is going to get mad at you because they're going to say, you don't work for us anymore. Why are you doing that? And Keller Williams is going to tell you, why do you do that? Right? So before you submit any listings, you need to go and ask MLS Listings to change this information for you, okay? So there's a form. I can tell you about that form later. I can send it to you. All right. So the most important thing, I'm taking you to this tab right now, the yellow tab, right at the top, that says Manage Agent Info, right here. I'm going to take you to the next one that says Manage Agent Profile. And there's a reason why I'm going to take you there. So when I click there, yours empty? Okay. Well, it might be empty. Let me tell you why. Remember what I said when I show you the consumer's page? Okay, so you go to Agent Profile and click Edit. And now, see, this is where you have all the languages that you speak, right? If you speak any other language other than English. And so that people can find you by language or languages. And then underneath that, we have all the specialties. Remember that I said, I want to deal with somebody who helps first-time home buyers? It's right there. So you check that out. So you can even check most of them, right? And so when people run a search, they will find you. And then there's another thing right at the top where it says primary zip codes. I said, I'm an expert in area code, in zip code 95123, 95111, 95111, 9, and so forth, right? Right there. So you can specify which ones are your areas of specialty right there. Yep. So I'm going to go now from my info tab. I'm going to jump to this tab, the one that says store. And I need to do that because there's a particular reason for that, okay? I'm going to click on the store, my store tab right here, which is next to my info. Remember, my info tab is your main profile. That's not where you set up your header, your footer, and none of that. So I'm going to tell you where to set up your header and your footer for your email and for your CMAs and all that. That's a different area, so don't get confused. Now, on my store tab, you're going to find the third-party products that we offer. They're not ours. I'm just telling you where they are. BillFax, which is like Carfax, right? When you buy a car, you want to learn everything about the car, you get that service. You pay like $15, and you get the report for the car, right, that you're buying. Now, this is kind of similar. This will tell you about the permit level details for properties. And it's a good thing. Then we have Cloud CMA. We already talked about Cloud CMA. Remember I said you pay $400 for every 2 years and $300 per year right here? There is another product that is really important. Underneath Cloud CMA, there's a product called Doc Central. Has any of you heard about Doc Central? Okay, what is Doc Central? And before I go to Doc Central, let me take you to the Pro homepage. I want to click on the Pro right at the top. I'm going to go to the main page, and I'm going to run a search so that you know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm going to start a search. I'm going to go to Matrix, and I'm going to go to Login. Of course, you probably don't see that page. You land on the dashboard. I'm going to come to the dashboard later, but the way you start a search is from here, right? Anytime you want to start a search, you go to Matrix, and then you go to this tab. When you click on this tab, you have multiple options, right? You have residential, you have rentals, you have lot and land. This is more like for Hollister, Gilroy, Morgan Hill, and so forth, right? We have multi-unit for areas that are very saturated with properties, and they have buildings. We have commercial, mobile homes, etc., right? I want to click residential. Now, when I land on this page, this is where I start my search, right? I want to run a search in San Jose, just for the sake of it. So I want to say find all the active single-family homes in San Jose. I want to go to location at the bottom, and I'm going to type San Jose. When I click that, I need to actually select it and click outside, and I have 552 matches in San Jose right now, correct? Now, the beauty about this software that we are using, which is called Matrix, is that as you're entering the required criteria, at the top of the page, which is active single-family home and location. It gives you the results in milliseconds, right? It's giving me the results right now, like in milliseconds. The other systems, Rapatoni and Paragon, you have to set up the criteria, then you hit search, and then you sit like for 10, 15 seconds waiting for the results, right? There's the buffering thing going around. So this will give you results. For example, if I change anything right now, I say just show me the ones between 3 to 4 bedrooms, right? All the properties in San Jose, but only the ones that have 3 to 4 bedrooms. So you say 3-4, right? There is 4-9. I can also say, show me the ones with 3 bedrooms and up. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bedrooms, right? I have 5 or 6. Or I can say, with no more than, I have to put the minus sign right there. 3 is the maximum, right? So 3 or less. That's from 0 to 3, all right? So in this case, I'm going to say 3 to 4, and how many do I have? 409, right? Now, the other thing I can say, bathrooms. How many bathrooms do I need? Usually it's 2, right? I'm going to say 2, and I want to say 2 plus. Oh, it keeps changing. My mouse goes down all the time. Sorry about that. Okay. So 2 plus. So you say 2 plus because you want to get all the 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, and 3s, right? And now, how many do I have out of 500 or 400? Now I have 373 only, right? At the bottom. You can say, and you don't need to put anything under partial because you are covering that with the plus sign right here, basically. You can also go by lot size. You can say, choose just the ones between, because you know the average lot size in San Jose is about 6,000 square feet, right? So, I'm sorry, not lot size. Lot size here. The lot size is 6,000. I'm going to say, just find the ones between 5,500 to 6,500, correct? And how many do I have with that match that criteria? 117, right? When I say, okay, now the living space I want between 1,400 to probably 1,800. So how many properties do I have now that match my criteria? 35, right? So I have active single-family homes, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, between 1,400 to 1,800 living space, and 5,500 to 6,500 lot size. 35 properties in San Jose, right? Now, what if my client says, but I want my house to be no older than 20 years old, right? So what do? You go to the age box right there, and you're going to type 20, 20 what? 20 minus. That's right, 20 minus. How many do I have? None. We don't have any home that meets this criteria, active single-family home, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, younger than 20 years, right? So I'm going to say, how about 20-30? Between 20 to 30 years old, I have 2. Let's say we're not that picky, so we're going to go between 40 to 50 years old. I have 35. So it's telling you that most of the houses, 19. We have 19. All right, so I'm going to go to I can view the 19 properties. If I click my map right here, or map right here, which is the same. Oops, I'm sorry. Right here, I'm going to click map, and I'm going to go check my map. So this is where they are, right, in San Jose. They are scattered. They're all over the place. I can click on each one of them and see. I can even select one and view all the information for that property. With my mouse. Well, you will need to actually. There's a link to the full report right here. For some reason I cannot see it right now. My mouse keeps giving me a problem. But anyway, so I'm going to step back and I'm going to go back to my. Okay. See what? One of the things I just did is something that you are not supposed to do. I clicked the back button and then I lost what I was working on. But don't get so. Don't get scared, because you can always go back to this button right here where it says recent searches, and that's the history, right, of all your searches. Click on that and click on the first one. This keeps track of the last 50 transactions that you did. So I'm going to click, the first one again, and I'm going to go back to my results. So remember I had 19, right? Now, I need to keep changing the criteria. So all the time you want to go back, just toggle between criteria, map, and results. Don't hit the back button because you're going to have what I just did, what I just did accidentally, right? So go back to criteria. Now, I have 19 matches, but now, what about if my client says, well, I have a person in the house that has a wheelchair. So I don't need anything special, but I want to have a one-story house, right? Not a handicap sort of property, but just a one-story house. So I put a number 1 right there, and out of the 19, how many do I have? 18. 18 of the 19 that I had found were one-story homes. I mean, it was a good thing, right? So, and then what if they want to add a pool? What if they want to add a pool? Very simple. The basic buttons that you have for searches right here, you have status right at the top, right? You have property type, building description. So with property type, you can select I only did single-family home, but I could have selected with the shift button single-family homes, condominiums, and townhouses, right? Or either or, right? Now, I selected single-family home only, but now I'm going to go down where it says clear, map, and results, and I'm going to go to additional fields. I'm going to click the add or remove. When you click the add or remove, you're going to land on this page where you're going to have 272 extra fields that you can add. You can scroll up and down and find pools, but the best and easiest way for you to do this, you're going to do this. Right where it says search, right here, you're going to type the word pool. There are 2 choices, pool and pool YN. Which one are you going to use? Pool YN. Does it have a pool, yes or no, right? When you say pool, that is the pool type. Is it like above ground or concrete or this or that or the other, right? I'm going to choose pool YN, and I need to transfer any field, extra field that I need. I'm going to transfer it to the right. So I say add right here, and of course, if you don't have it, it's going to go through. Mine gave me an error because it says I already have it. Once you transfer it to the right, you scroll down a little bit and click the back button right here. Click the back button, and then with the same criteria that you currently have, you have 18 one-story homes. I want to add, well, I want a pool, right? And the first field that I have right there, it says pool YN. Show me all the houses with a pool. I'm going to say yes. So how many, out of the 18, how many do I have with a pool? 1. Well, at least I found 1, right? So what I can do, I can say, okay, show me the results. Now, I have only 1. And I can certainly email this to my client. I'm going to select. See what happens when you select? I select, and then I have all these buttons available, right? Now, I selected. I'm going to click email, and I'm going to email that to my client. All right? I'm going to email to my client, maybe to my client's spouse right there. There's the second field. You can create a new contact on the fly. You can BCC yourself, and you're going to say homes, 1 story, right? Homes in San Jose, right? And I'm going to say pool, right? And then I'm going to say, dear Carlos, please take a look at this property that I found for you, right? And then I'm going to go down and notice that I have my footer right there. I already designed my footer on my email, and then hit send, right? Now, this I already sent this to my client, but so remember what I did. This is my criteria. What you're seeing right there, where it says property type, residential, active, single-family home, 3 to 4 bedrooms. I don't want to be repeating this search over and over, right? I just found 1. 2 or 3 days from today, I need to go back and maybe do the same thing. That's a pain in the neck, right? You don't want that. So what you do, you save your search. You're going to go here. You're going to save this criteria, basically, so you can rerun, kind of like refresh the page. So you're going to hit save and then say new save search. You're saving this search, and you give it a name. You're going to say the same thing. 1-story homes in San Jose, right? And we can say with a pool, something like that. And then you can put your contact information there if you want. But this is really important. You say enable this as a favorite search on my dashboard. So you need to check on this. So when you go to your dashboard, you will see it there. I'm going to hit save now. So I'm saving the criteria. I'm not saving the results, right? Because I only found one right now. I'm going to save, so the next time I go to my dashboard here, the green tabs at the top, I click dashboard. I go to my dashboard, which is right here. Where are my favorites? Oh, here, I'm sorry. Well, these are widgets that you can always move, right? You can move the widgets. You can always hide them, as you can see under additional. See, I can bring this one here. That's why I was looking for it. You can hide them. Now I can bring it back out, right? So once you go to my favorites, how many can we have under my favorites? 15. We can have 15, and we can have 10 hot sheets. So 10 hot sheets maximum, 10 favorites, right? Now on your favorites, I just have one story homes. Where is that? One story homes in San Jose with a pool, right? This one. So to refresh your page, so I already created several, but when I need to learn how many I've got for each one of those that I saved, I click update all, right? It's going to take a few seconds, and then it's going to tell me from the last time you checked, you have 2 new ones here, 26 new ones here. On this one story homes in San Jose, I have 0 because I just created it like a minute ago, right? But if I check tomorrow, I'm going to have more. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click this, one story home, and then I want to do something else. I want my client to start receiving automatic emails or automated emails, right? Based on this criteria, like maybe every Monday, maybe every Friday, maybe right away. So whatever you decide. So how do we do that? So we have the same thing. We're going to click save, but instead of clicking new save search, I want to click new auto email, right? Save search is one thing. You just don't want to, you need to run the search manually over and over, and then maybe email it to your client. But if you say new auto email, so I'm going to be saving the same criteria, and I'm going to click new auto email. So I'm going to find my contact. I'm going to say, okay, this is my contact, right? Here, this is my contact. And I'm going to type homes for you in San Jose, right? One story homes, one story with a pool. Something like that. So you type something in, you can BCC yourself, you can type a message. Make sure this is a generic message, just like, please check these properties, right? Or something like that. You don't want to type anything specific because they're going to start receiving the same email over and over. Now, this is an auto email. Now, what you do, first you enter the contact info, and then you scroll down, right? Start scrolling down, you see your signature right there, and then you see the criteria. Double check that this is really what you want. Otherwise, go back and fix it. So here are the settings, right? Under settings, you go to schedule. You ask your client, when do you want to receive emails? And they say, why don't you send me emails Monday through Friday? Okay? No Sunday because I go to church. No Saturday because I take the kids to the game. So Monday through Friday only, but Tuesdays, I want to get them in the afternoon, and Thursdays as well, right? So just those days. Now, I'm going to recommend you to usually try to do it daily, especially when the market is really busy and you are going for a really broad area like San Jose. Every time there's a match, if you say ASAP, what's going to happen? When you say ASAP and you're talking about a really broad area, the system is going to start shooting emails to Bob and Susie every 5 minutes, right? So, and Bob and Susie are going to call you up and they're going to say, stop it. You're killing us with so many emails. So, so I'm going to say, for my client, they said Monday through Friday, but these hours, right? Monday, in the morning is like 8 a.m., 8 to 9 a.m. In the afternoon is like 7 to 8 p.m. or something like that. And then you hit save. When you hit save, you have already set up the auto email for your client, right? Where do you see the auto emails? Right here. The next tab next to search is called My Matrix. Okay, now under My Matrix, this is the main tab for you where you have, this is your storage or warehouse, right? Where you have all your contacts, all your auto emails, all your saved searches. If you want to delete any saved searches from your dashboard, remember you can only have up to 15, you need to come here, open this up, find your email, your saved searches that you don't want, and delete them from here, right? So every single email that you send out, It's going to be right here, sent email, right? Your CMAs, when you create a CMA, they will all be stored right here. Your listings, if you have listings, they'll be right here. Your watch listings and so forth, right? All right. And then remember what I said? Okay. So your auto emails are right here. Once you send it and you want to modify or do something. All right. So I'm going to hit save, and so I'm going to be sending it up. Now, before I click save or cancel, whatever it is, there's another area right at the top under settings that says concierge. Do you know what concierge is? Concierge. Have you heard that before? Well, concierge is when you don't want the system to shoot emails directly to your client. For example, the system picks up like 20 new properties, right, with this criteria, with the one we just did. And it's about to shoot 20 properties to Bob and Susie. But you go, no, I don't want that. Bob and Susie are super busy people, and I know they don't care about all the properties, right? They just probably care about property 1 and property 5. So what you do, you're telling the system when you check off concierge, when you say enable concierge mode, see what happens? There is no more calendar at the bottom, right? So you enable concierge mode, and you want to get a notification by email when the system finds properties. So when the system finds properties, you will receive an email saying, okay, Matrix found properties for you for Bob and Susie. So you go back to Matrix, you go to the criteria page where you start your search, and there's going to be a link at the top. You click on the link, you open the page, and you see the 20 properties that Bob and Susie are going to receive. And you say, well, Bob and Susie only want property 1 and 5. You select 1 and 5 and say approve. You approve the properties that are going through. So they won't receive 20, but 2, right? The next time the system shoots you another email, like 3 days from now, 5 days from now, it's going to be the same thing over and over, right? So that's what concierge is for. Now, it says show this contact in reverse prospecting results. Now, what you're doing with reverse prospecting is not really something that is going to benefit you, right? It's not really a help for you. You're telling the listing agent for those properties that you found that your client is looking for property. So I don't think it's a really good thing. I don't know why even it's there, right? So reverse prospecting is that so that the listing agent knows who's watching the property. But if you don't want to show that your clients are looking for the properties, I wouldn't probably do that. I would leave it probably blank, right? And then you can enable this on your dashboard as well, right? Here, from here. All right, then you say save, and if you have approvals, it'll go to approvals, right? See, like, for example, right now, I can say save and go to approvals. I'm going to approve this one. See? Approve selected, because the first one was ready to be approved, and I'm going to send it, right? Which is pretty much the same one that we sent before. By the way, when you submit one, I'm going to go back to my search residential, right? Blank page right now. When I go back to my results, recent results, and residential right here. So was that the one, or did I do the wrong one? It was this one, right? Oh, this one? Okay. When you select the property and then you hit under actions, you hit email, right? When you hit email, what's going to happen? What type of report is your client going to get? Because there's always a question. So your client receives only the client view. Don't worry about it. They won't receive the agent report. So what's the difference between one and the other? When I click here, I can view the client report, right? So this is the client report where they see the house, the price, the lot size, square footage, and all that. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the agent report, all right? You see, when you view it, you view the agent report. But when you email it to them, they will receive the other version, right? They won't see commission rates, and they won't see private information like agent-to-agent data. All right? So that's pretty much what happened. I'm going to go back to agent one line from here, which is where I'm at, right there. And I wanted to show you one more thing. I'm going to go back to my searches, right? I'm going to go back to probably this one where I have more. What I wanted to show you initially was this. You have a couple of things. This is what we call a display, right? When you hit results, you set up your criteria, then you hit results, right? When you hit results, you always land on this type of page. This page is what we call your results page, right? And this is a page that you can manipulate. You can always shrink the columns. See, I want to place my cursor there. I can shrink columns. See, I can, kind of like Excel, I can drag this column. When you see the little 4-pointer symbol right there, I can hold it and transfer it right here. And I can actually, these are linked to the right. I'm going to left click on that, and I'm going to say send them to the left, apply, and so forth, right? Or center. I'm going to left click, and I'm going to center, apply, right? So you can manipulate this. There is a class that we offer called Custom Displays and Exports, and I would invite you to attend it at the association or MLS listing. Or if you want, next time I come over, I can just go over all this because it's really interesting how you can manipulate. So you have your factory design display, right? And it's indestructible. However, you can manipulate the page. So basically, it is like when you have a Word document, an official Word document, and you don't want to destroy it, you start working on the document, and then you hit Save As, and then you give it a different name, right? So you keep the original intact, and then you modify the other one. So that's exactly what you can do with this page. All right, what I wanted to show you too is the way this page is composed. We have numbers on the left-hand side. We have the map for each property. So this is what we call the agent one line. I can also go to agent full, right? And it will show me the properties like this, one by one, right? Actually, I have one page per property. But now I'm going to go back to agent one line from here, which is something new. Before, you always have to go here and go to agent one line. So either or. So I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to describe this really quick to you, right? So you have the map, you have the photos. How many photos can you upload when you have a new listing? It's increased, that's right. We used to have a maximum of 25 with our old system. With our new system, they increased the size of the photos that you take because people were having issues. They didn't go through because the new cameras have more like pixelations and stuff and resolution, so they didn't go through. They increased the size and also the number of pictures that you can upload. You can upload up to whatever you want, infinity. Now, the problem is that when you syndicate, Zillow, Trulia, and all the other MLSs around us, they only take 25. So there's no reason to upload more than 25, right? I mean, you can certainly do it. You can put more than 25, but when you have your listing and your listing has 75, Zillow, Trulia, they will only take the first 25 and put them up there, right? So anyway, I'll just letting you know. So we have photos. We have this little icon right here for virtual tours, right? You know what a virtual tour is, right? So which is for some properties like this one, 229 Beaver Drive. That's Mr. Bieber's property, I guess. Justin Bieber. Okay. So this one, exactly. So 225 Beaver Drive, right? This one, the agent paid for the tour, right? We have a company called Tour Factory that we usually deal with, and you pay whatever you need to pay. They come up with this nice presentation. If I click on that, it opens up a second tab where it says, okay, here's the property. We have music. We usually have music, and the property, there's like a slideshow, and the agent's information and all that, right? This is a branded tour. So I'm going to close this. Now, not everyone has a tour, but sometimes there's a lot that have a tour. Now,
I thought the ones that are on the MLS are supposed to be unbranded.
well, we have both, branded and unbranded. We can have both, depending on what you really want. Now, we have the next column with status, right? Now, something really important to mention is that where you see the labels right at the top, you can always click on the label and sort. For example, if I want to sort by days on the market, I click DOM, and I want to sort the properties by day on the market. So I'm going to start from 0 to whatever, right? If I want to sort by number of bedrooms and bathrooms, I click that. Now I sort it by 3, and I have 58 properties right here. Now I'm viewing only 25, but I can always extend to 250, for example, to be able to see the 250. Now I scroll down, I can see all the properties right here. It's funny, it says 58, and I can only see 57. Why? Because maybe while I'm checking this, while I'm doing this, one of these actives out of the 28 is transitioning. It's moving from active to contingent or pending, right? So that's the reason why sometimes you go, oh, there's a mismatch. Right? Something is happening. All right, now going from left to right. So we have status, MLS number. This is the link you click to view the report for each property. You see the price. You can also sort by price. I want from the lowest to the highest, from the highest to the lowest, etc. So you sort by address and so forth. And then based on the market, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, lot size, postal city, class, which is single-family home, and then you have age, and then you have a little binocular. What is that little binocular for? Have you ever used it? When you want to keep an eye on this property, like you're very, very interested, like this 485 properties, like it's a good deal. I want to keep an eye on it, right? What you can do, you can click on the little binocular and save it, right? You just say add a contact or whatever you want and save. Actually, it's not letting me. Okay, here. Save it, right? And so you're going to save it, and next time you want to see it, you're going to go to my matrix and save searches right there. So it will be found right there, okay? So I don't want to take it there right now. I want to continue with this. So what I want to do is, from the binocular, then we have the history, right? Property history right here. So I want to check not the tax records, but the property, MLS property history. So when I click on that, that will take me to the page where I can check all the history for this particular property. This property has a lot of history, right? So back in, it started back in 1999 and up to right now, which is right now is active, right? It went from pending to active, apparently. All right. So this is history right here. Now, when you click this little icon, this is tax data, right? You click this little icon right here. I want to check the tax record for this property. These are county level records or data. So I open that up, and then I see all the information for this house, right? The address, the owner's information right here. If the owner lives in the house, usually it says right here. This one doesn't say that. I think this is probably like, I think this is maybe like a federal building, or I don't know. No, it's not. It's a house, right? Single-family house, single-family home. Well, it usually tells you occupied by owner, yes or no, and so forth, right? Right here. So, but it will give you all the tax data. It will also give you an estimated value, an AVM, which is, what does AVM stand for? It's automated value model, right? Automated. That means the county compares homes amongst each other. Like, if they look alike, well, the price of this house should be this, right? But don't count on that value to do CMAs or any of that, because first of all, they don't update the records very regularly. Second of all, usually they're off, like sometimes really, really far. So in this case, they're saying, according to them, that the price for this particular property that I just chose is the minimum price 411, the maximum 412, right? 512. The median price should be 461, correct? That's what the county is saying. However, the county doesn't know if the owner of this house has had 10 dogs and 10 cats versus another similar house where the owner has been spending a lot of money remodeling and doing that, right? So, and this tells you, this is the confidence score. They're only 82% sure that this is the real price, right? There's an 11% standard deviation. There's listing information, MLS listing information, starting from 1999 up to now, up to 2011. So they have probably sold this property a couple of times, as you can see, different MLS numbers. Last market and sales history right here, mortgage history, and if the property has ever been in foreclosure, you will see there the foreclosure history, right? So you find that information again right from this. Now, what I wanted to show you is, if I scroll down, there is a next column that has a little stack of blue papers, right? When you click on that, what is that? Disclosures. Now, disclosures. So when you create a listing, as you're going through your listing, you're going to say, I have this document, I have this report, I have that report. You just basically check it off, right? But then, if you have a product called Doc Central, you can certainly grab your package of papers then scan them, each one of them, of your reports, and then upload them along with your listing. So you create your listing, and then once your listing is active, then you attach those documents. Now, the beauty about this is that right now I open this, right? If I start opening the documents, saving them and all that, whoever uploaded the documents is going to know that I opened them up. There's a way for you as an agent to go back and track down, like, who's been opening your document. So go to your Doc Central area, and there's an icon that says, it has the letter L, not H for history, L. You click on that, and it tells you the names of all the agents that have been opening your document. So you can always call them up and say, hey, I noticed that you were checking my document. Can we talk? It's a good thing, right? So you need to have Doc Central. Oh, you click on the little blue icon right at the end. So there's a blue icon right here. Oh, my mouse is causing trouble right here. Right at the very end, the very, very end of the page, some of them have the little blue icon, right? With pages. That's Doc Central. Now, where do you get Doc Central? When you go back to the main page and store, right? I hope it didn't kick me out yet, because it kicks you out after like 5 minutes of an activity. So you scroll down. This particular product is super expensive, right? Very, very expensive, but everybody should have it. So you pay $1.20 per year. All right? So it's $1.20 per year to be able to upload your document. So when you have listings, if you have Doc Central, you will be able to scan your documents and attach them with your listing, and then see who's opening your documents. All right? So the way you get it, you will have a blue button right here, right? Kind of like this. You click on that, pay you $1.20, and then wait a couple of hours, you'll be set up for this. So that will help you with this, Doc Central. $1.20 per year, 10 cents per month. Right? Okay, now let's do something really, what time is it? I don't know. Do we still have time to show you a little bit of, do you want me to show you a little bit of map search? Map search? Because I know you already know how to search using the regular fields, but sometimes you want to search using the map, right? So how do we do that? So it's very simple. Oh, and by the way, before I go out, I need to let you know about 3 main changes that are coming up, right? Actually, 2 of them are already there, but I want to click on criteria. The new change that is coming up, this area right here under location is changing again. So right now we have city, county, zip code, and MLS area, right? Now, the way it's going to look, let me see if I can open it up. I'm going to try doing something weird here. Just bear with me. I'm going to open Internet Explorer so it doesn't. I want to show you the way it's going to look in a couple of days. I'm getting there. Just bear with me. Well, the computer is thinking. Okay. I'm actually going to the engineering site. This is where they design everything, and then they go and push that to production, to what you guys use. So for them, okay, this is what they've been doing. So when you look at that page, and I think it's really important for me to tell you, see, when I go to search residential, now I have something different, right, that you don't see. I want to go to test. Well, you won't have that. It will say residential, but what I wanted to show you is this. Underneath, notice where I have location. Oh, wow. Do you see that? Yeah. So this is coming up. This is like breaking news. Okay? So you will have something like this. When you first see it, you will have access to Alameda, Alpine, and all the counties right here, right? But you can just say, just show me Santa Clara, right? When you select Santa Clara, it automatically selects the cities within Santa Clara and the areas within Santa Clara County, the MLS areas, right? Or you can say, just show me Palo Alto, well, I don't know, San Jose, right? Right there. So So that's basically the way it's going to work. And then you still have zip code at the bottom. So we have county, city, area, and zip code. This is coming up. It's going to start working in a couple of days or weeks, but they said days, right? So this is something new. And by the way, once you have this, so that you don't have to so you don't have to go through this all the time typing Santa Clara, what you can do, you can say Santa Clara only one time, and I'm going to show you how, right? You say Santa Clara right here. And once you get Santa Clara and maybe San Jose, that's what you usually go through, San Jose, and whatever areas, you can always save this as a default, right? Oh, sorry, it's my mouse that goes down. All right, so here, right, this little icon right here, the little gear.
I'm not seeing it, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Maybe if you move it around, I'll find it.
Okay, so it's right here. On the results, go to criteria map results, right on this side.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to point it out with this. It's right here. All right? When you click on that little icon, you're going to click that and say, set this current selected search criteria as my starting default. So the next time you go there, once you have that, you don't have to say Santa Clara all the time. It will be there all the time.
What if you just start putting in the areas that, you want, 2, 3, and...
Yeah, you can select, I just want this area. Yep, and then set this as my default. So you don't have to, and then if you don't want to work with the default, you just say clear, right? And it will clear, even if it's your default already that you set up from here. Now, the one other thing that I wanted to tell you, before you even hit default, set this as my default from here, I would recommend you to type a little asterisk right there under MLS number, right there, right here, right where you see MLS number, this area, okay, which is right here. Type a little asterisk. Why? Because right now you have to type ML and the number. If you type the asterisk and then hit save this, set this as my default, the next time you go there, you only need to type in the number, no ML, right? That's a quick trick right there. So even right now, if you want to go to the actual one that you're using and type in the asterisk and then hit the little icon and say set this as my default, you only have to type the number, no ML anymore, right? Okay, good. Now let me step back. That is change number 1. I'm going to go back to my regular one. So from here, change number 2, I'm going to go to the Pro home page. Change number 2 is this tab, the one that says list track. Have you heard about list track? No. Do any of you have listings right now? Okay, when this is a new thing. Remember when we created the auto email for my clients right now, and it said reverse prospecting allowed? All right? When we created that, we were letting the listing agent know that my clients are viewing their property. But that's not a good thing. This is a good thing because this list track thing, I want to click on it right now. And if you have listings, I don't have any, but if you have listings, you will be able to see per month, per day, per week, like the number of times your listings were viewed, right? So your own listings, who viewed your listings, the number of times they were viewed. So it says here, number of times your listings were viewed, location of those viewing your listings, potential buyers requesting more info, average time spent viewing your listings, right here, and then listings saved as favorites. Some people save your listings as their favorites. Top 10 listings being viewed. Isn't this great? This is for your listings. You'll be able to get all this data.
You'll be able to do a report.
You'll be able to, I believe so. I don't have that available because I don't have any listings. And also, well, first of all, because I'm a technical trainer. I'm not an agent. I don't have listings. But I already talked to the engineering department. They're trying to create something for me to demonstrate how it really works. But it's already available. So that's why I asked you, if you have listings, check it out, play around with it. I guess you'll be able to pull reports as well. All right?
And where is that?
Okay, going back to this, it's right on the right-hand side where you see Matrix, Manage Listings, Relist. There's one that says List Track. It's called List Track M&M. What does that stand for?
Oh, now I see it. Thank you.
list track M&M. What is M&M? I asked them because nobody knew. So it's part of the brand, but it stands for monitoring and monetizing. M, the first M is monitoring. You're monitoring your listings, right? And monetizing. Monitoring and monetizing. If you want to write it down if somebody asks you, it'd be good, right? All right, so that's change number 2. Change number 3, when you create a listing, you go here, right? Manage my listings, or here, my listings, or manage my listings. So I'm going to create manage my listings. The only thing I want to tell you, I'm not going to walk you through the process of creating listings, right? When you create a listing, you start right here from the purple button right at the top. Start a new listing, and you go through the entire process, right? So I have all my drafts right here, 26. I have 3 alerts, which are, check your alerts. If you have listings, check your alerts. See right here where it says 3 messages. If I click the first one, it tells me extend or close your listings, right? That's my first alert. My second alert tells me extend or close your listing. And the third alert says listing expiring soon. So you're going to be receiving alerts right here, but they're basically right in front of you. Just open this up, right, from here, from the little X. All right, so you start a new listing from here, right? And then you go through the entire process. Has any of you used this system to create listings before? Have you used the listing process?
With the old software.
Okay, with the old software. With the new software, the idea when we switch to this software is that now you can even start a listing directly from the property. If you're at any property, you can take your photos with your mobile. And by the way, you don't need an application for that. You go to any browser on your iPhone, which is Safari. You go to your Safari, open a browser, go to pro.mlslistings.com, and then once you open this page, the main page, go to Manage My Listings on your phone and start a draft directly from that location. Take your photos and start your draft. You can go simply with your phone collecting data through the house, right? This is a 3-bedroom house, has 2 bathrooms, has a swimming pool, has a fireplace, and this and that and the other. On your phone, tap, 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 and then hit save. Don't submit it from your phone. Why? Because you need to type the remarks, right, and double check. If you start typing your remarks on your phone, what's going to happen? A lot of times we have typos because it autocorrects. I send emails to my wife or text messages, and she goes, "What did you say? I didn't understand a single word. Look at that." She shows me, and I start laughing because I say something completely weird. But that's because the phone picks up.
So where do you go on your phone?
On your phone, there is no application. You just go to open a browser, whatever browser you have. On iPhones, you have Safari, right? On your Android, I don't know what type of browser you have, Internet Explorer or whatever it is. Open it up on your phone, go to pro.mlslistings.com, sign in, and then go to Manage My Listings, right? And then start your draft from there. So that's the reason why we have the new look, right, for your listings. This, so that if you place your phone in a vertical position, the buttons accommodate to that vertical position. If you position your phone in a horizontal position, it will also accommodate all the buttons in that position. All right, so you create your listing like that. Now, the one thing I wanted to tell you about the new change, there is a button right at the top that says SV. What does SV stand for? It's not Silicon Valley, right? SV stands for Select View. This is the regular view that people have been getting used to since last December 2014, right, up to now. So people are getting used to this new format. But now, we just came up with something different. When I say turn on my new Select View, it's going to look something like this. So it's going to be easier to identify, right? You're going to have create a listing, change status, edit listing. So they correspond to the buttons on the left-hand side. See, for example, alerts right here on the left-hand side, I have my alerts, right? So alert, alert, draft, draft, coming soon, active, active, right? Active contingent here, pending, pending, and so forth. So you can use either this or that, right? You have another area called idea portal. If you have any good ideas for listing management, click on this tab, and you will get on the portal where you can suggest ideas. Now, the other thing is once you have a listing, for example, I'm going to go to my drafts, right? Draft, and I'm going to open any draft that I have. So I'm going to any draft that I have created, edit draft. And then once you get there, if you forgot to do something about like interior, like, I don't know, tile, right? You forgot to type in the word tile. So on the current version, you have to go through like interior. You have to get to that section interior and then scroll up and down. There's a bar. We have to scroll up and down. Over here we have the keyword search, right? And then you type tile. So it will tell you where the word tile is at, right? Bathroom features. I click that and it takes me there. See? And then I can add stuff if I want. See? And now look at this. Before, you have the scroll bar to go up and down, looking for whatever you needed. Over here, you have everything organized by alphabet, from A to Z, right? So let's say your bathroom has skylight, has a double sink, has stone, has a tap. So this is a lot easier because you just check them off, and that's it, right? Basically, that's it. Check for errors, and that's about it, right? So it's auto-saving. By the way, you don't have a save button. Every time you add something, every keystroke is auto-saving. Whenever there's a power outage, all you have to do is go open up your draft, pull that one, and you're going to be safe, right? Okay, now that said, I'm just going to tell you real quick. I'm going to close this page because I don't want to get you so confused. I want to go to Matrix one more time. I want to click Login. I'm going to go to my search button. I want to go to residential. And now, remember what I said? I need to start searching on the map. How do I do that? So the very first thing that I suggest you to do, don't start with the criteria. Leave the page blank. Okay, this is just a little tip. So don't start with that. Go directly to wherever it says map, click on that. Click on map. So right now it took me directly to the map, and I can always jump to the map right here on the right-hand side at the top where it says my location, which is your default. In this case, I'm going to say Santa Clara, right? Takes me to Santa Clara. You can always jump to an address, a zip code. Like, for example, I can say, take me to 95123, correct? Blossom Hill. I type in 95123, I hit enter, and then it asks me, are you talking about California, Slovakia, or Italy? I don't know why, but so of course Italy, right? I mean California. All right. So you click California, and it takes you to the center of the zip code, right? How do I know that's the center of the zip code? Well, if you look at the map, I'm gonna kind of zoom out with my mouse. You can always zoom in or zoom out with these buttons. Navigate to the map, left, right, up, or down here. But it's always good if you use your mouse for that. So when I go to this button right at the top, the one that says layers, you click on that. And if you click zip, actually I need to zoom in a little bit to be able to click on that. See what happens?
Oh, wow.
Now you have the zip codes, right? When you're searching, you just want to search in 95123, but you are pretty close to 95120. This is a good way to say, well, I just want to search around this area without going into the other one, right? So what you can do, you can use your polygon right there, and you can say, I just want to search from here to here to here to here to here, and I'm not really bumping into the other one, right? Right here. So this is my shape, and now it's telling me I have 610. What? 610 listings going back a few years, right? Because I didn't enter anything under criteria. I'm going to go back to criteria now. Remember I started with a blank page, with a blank map, nothing. So I didn't enter anything under criteria. I said go directly to the map. Then I go back to criteria right here, and I said find the actives, right? Map, how many actives do I have within that shape? Just one. I just have one active. But if I go back to criteria and I go find the active with my shift key, contingent, spendings, and sold, how many do I have? It's going to tell me I have too many because I need to set up, because I'm saying sold, right now it's going for like so many years back, right? I need to say from which date to which date. I want to type a 0. Well, see, this is the way when you create a CMA or a quick CMA, and you need to do the same thing that I'm doing right now, you can click on the little calendar right here and say, well, I want to go back to January 1st, of 2015 to now, right? May 29th. So I select the range right there and I click OK. So I don't have to type in manually. But the best way, so this is a little hint, right? I'm going to erase that. The best way to do this always is typing a 0. You type the 0. 0 means today, dash 7 days. 7 days back. 30 days back, right? 60 days back, and so forth. So I'm going to say, show me the last, 60 days. How many properties do I have for the last 60 days in that area? 10. If I go to my map, those are the sold properties, right? Just within the shape that I drew. So you get that part? So instead of starting with the criteria first and then going to the map, I started with a blank map, I drew my shape, and then I went back to criteria and I said, this is what I want within that shape. All right? You can always modify your shape. Yes, go ahead.
And Carlos, you got to that with the layer. What did you do with the layers?
Oh, with the layers, I drew the zip. I went to layers to draw the zip codes, right, around. See, I clicked layers, and I went to boundaries, and I went to zip code. Now, notice that if I go too far, the boundaries, the buttons become unavailable. You need to play around with the zoom level, zooming in or zooming out, usually zooming in as close as you want to be able to start clicking on the buttons. Otherwise, they'll be grayed out. So you have to zoom in completely to be able to see. If I want to remove that, I'm going to deselect, and now I have my clear map, right? Well, it's not removing it yet, but it's supposed to. There's some slack right now, but it's supposed to take the lines off, right? All right, so I'm going to go back to my criteria page this time. I'm going to show you another thing, okay? I'm going to clear the page, and I'm going to start backwards. I'm going to say, show me all the active single-family homes in Santa Clara, right? Santa Clara County. I'm going to go down to county. I'm going to say Santa Clara County, okay? And I'm going to select. So how many active do I have in Santa Clara County right now? 1,124, right? If I click on my map, what I'm going to see, it's not clearing. But let's do this. I'm going to go back to my criteria page, and I'm going to clear that, and I'm going to start another search from here. So active single-family homes in Santa Clara, right? One more time. Just bear with me. Okay, Santa Clara. So what I have, now I have 100, I have 4 more, right? From the last 30 seconds till now, I have 4 new properties. I had only 24, now I have 28. Anyway, I want to check the results. I want to go on the map, click on the map, and you're going to see clusters, right, with all these numbers. As you start zooming in, you're going to start seeing the breakdown like that, right? But you say, well, I only want to view really the ones in a specific area, right? I'm in San Jose, and I want to see just around this area, Pine, like Willow Glen. So just show me the ones around here, right? So what I do, I'm going to go up and select my tool. I want to select my polygon, and I want to go from the rail track to Moore Park to the freeway right here. I'm going to go down to Hillsdale. Hills go here, Hills go here, all around, back to whatever avenue this, and then close. So notice that all the other ones disappeared, right? I only have 74. If I want to modify my view, I can always shrink from here, like I can play around with it, with this shape, see? Or so forth. I can always use different ones. I can say, show me the ones in this area. From this point, show me half a mile, right? Right there. Well, 3/4 of a mile, right there. Do I have any properties there? Yes. Now, I can always do this. Let me delete this shape, right? I go back to the red dot, and I'm going to delete this shape. And I'm going to delete the other one as well. Delete. You can delete the shape from the red dot, or you have the broom, right? I wanted to show you one thing. Let's say I want to, from this point, I want to place my cursor there and go 3 miles, right? Something like that, right there. Now, these are all the properties I have, 130 from that particular point, the red dots. Now, I don't want the ones on this side of the freeway because the price may be different. So what I do, I grab this shape and I start drawing a shape around this area and close it, right? And then I'm going to say exclude this shape. So I'm excluding. Let me see if it's doing it. My mouse is giving me kind of, exclude this shape. All right, now it's doing it. See, I'm excluding that area completely. I can get closer, and let's suppose my clients don't want anything to do with this area because there is like a gas station or a hospital or anything, right, that they don't want. So they say, I don't want anything in this area. I want everything but this. So what you can do the same thing. Draw a shape within the shape that you already drew. And then you can say exclude. So I'm excluding those properties also. So instead of having 120 or 20-something, now I remove 4 or 5 from there, right? They don't want anything from there. So when you go to results, these will not be included, those will not be included. That's the way to exclude. Yes? Uh-huh.
If they wanted a particular neighborhood,
uh-huh.
How would you, I didn't quite catch how you would use layers to apply
Okay,
that.
so that's a good question. So let me clear this page, right? I'm going to clear this. And if you can jump, like use this to go right here. Okay, no, let me say, let me clear. Let me go back to criteria. Let me clear the page completely, right? I'm going to go to the map directly, right, to the map. And then I'm going to go to layers right here. And then I can go to neighborhood, right here, right? When you say neighborhood, it shows you all the names of the different neighborhoods around
you
you.
just click enter or
Yeah. No, just check neighborhoods right here. See, you have the limit for Willow Glen right here before you run into downtown Campbell, right?
Okay.
So maybe you just want to check in this neighborhood. And so what you do, once you have them, Willow Glen, so you know you're going to have the lines somewhere right there. They will appear. It takes a couple of seconds. So maybe you want to get a shape for your clients. They want Willow Glen, so you know Willow Glen is going to be pretty much like they want from Lincoln to Pine to all the way here, all the way here, all the way here, 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 here. See, I chose this particular shape, right? And I didn't run into Dry Creek or Willow Glen South, just Willow Glen, right? Now that I chose the shape, because I'm using my neighborhood areas right there, so I can determine the lines, then I can go back to criteria, and I can say, just show me the active single-family homes in that area, going back to the map. See? I don't know if you can see that, see? That's my Willow Glen area only, and I can reshape that. Got it? So how many do I have? 14. All right. Well, I hope I don't want to get you more confused because there's really a lot to talk about. There's more and more and more and more. So that's why it's important that we teach one class, then we do another one later on. We talk about how to manipulate your page, how to create CMAs, how to. There's a class that is very popular too called listing locator, like how to identify hotspots, and then using realist and matrix combined to determine like who's got specific houses and how you can target those people and all that. So there is that class, listing locator. We have public record search, which is just mere realist. Then we also have, we have a bunch of classes. Just check. Remember at the beginning of the class, I took you to the training tab and check all the different offerings that we have. If you are interested in a particular one, let me know, and I can come back some other time and walk you through like the steps to do all that, right? So again, I hope this was useful today so you can play around. So the one thing I tell people all the time is play around. Run as many searches as you want. You're not breaking anything, right? The only thing that you have to be careful with is with listing management. Because if you're not familiar with listing management and you need a real address to play around with, you use your same address, your own address, or your brother's, your sister's, your mom's, and then you go all the way down and you hit submit. What are you going to do? You're going to list their property, and then you're going to be in trouble, right? That actually happened to one of our directors. When he came to the company like 7 years ago. He was playing around with the system. He used his own address, right? He started playing around. He got to the end and he hit submit. And he thought he was okay, like he was playing, right? Like an hour later, his wife called him up and said, "Hey, honey, are we moving?" And he goes, "What are you talking about?" Well, our neighbors told me their neighbors were realtors, so they had access to all this. It popped up right away, and they said, "You guys are moving and you didn't tell us?"
Right.
So that was scary, right? So that's the only thing you have to be careful.
The notice was not being on the MLS.
Well, exactly. So, yeah. So, again, we can do listing management next time. We can just talk about how to create a listing and upload it and all that, how to add photos, how to do this, how to do that. It could be listing management. It could be custom display as an expert. It could be record search. It could be whatever you guys decide. CMAs, Homesnap, and MLS Source, like all the way, and whatever you guys determine, all right? Well, thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. By the way,